You feel tired, not because you're doing too much, but because you're doing too little of what actually matters. You've been told that to be safe, you need to stay small. You've been told to be realistic so you don't get disappointed. But here's the immediate context. Being realistic is the fastest way to burn out. This video is about why your goals are currently too small to actually ignite your brain, and how to fix that today. The common belief is that the higher you aim, the harder you have to work. We expect that a big goal equals big pain. We think that if we aim for the top of the mountain, we'll be 10 times more exhausted than if we just stayed at the base. So we set safe goals, a 5% raise, a slight improvement, a modest change. We expect this to be easier, safer, and more sustainable. But here's the reality that beats the expectation. Small goals are actually the hardest to achieve. Why? Because small goals don't provide enough dopamine to overcome the boredom of the work. When you aim for a realistic 10% improvement, you try to do the same things you're doing now, just a little bit more. It's a grind. But when you aim for 10 times, when you truly think bigger, you realize you cannot keep doing what you're doing. You have to find a new way. Thinking bigger doesn't add more work. It forces you to stop doing the low-value work that is currently draining you. Think of it this way. If your goal is to walk 1 mile, every pebble in your shoe is a crisis. Just stop to fix it every 50 yards. But if you are running a marathon for $1 million prize, you don't even feel the pebble. Look at the highest performers in history. They don't look more tired than you. They look more energized. That's because a massive goal acts as a filter. It instantly tells you what to say no to. When you aim small, you say yes to everything because everything might help. When you aim high, 90% of your distractions disappear because they clearly don't lead to the summit. The reality is that the higher you aim, the simpler your life becomes. It's not more work, it's more clarity. Ask yourself the impossible. What would I do if I had to grow my income or my impact by 10 times in the next 12 months? Simply asking this forces your brain to stop thinking about more and start thinking about different. Identify the shift, stop trying to be a hard worker. Start being a high aimer. For example, instead of trying to write a book which feels like a chore, aim to change how 1 million people think. The second goal is bigger, but it's much more exciting to wake up for. Look at your to-do list. Anything that doesn't help that 10 times goal, delete it. This matters because think bigger is actually a permission slip to stop doing the boring stuff that doesn't move the needle. The world is crowded at the bottom, but it's empty at the top. Stop playing it safe and start playing for the reality you actually want. You expected a big goal to be a burden, but the reality is, it's the only thing that will finally set you free.